Good
Yeah,
evening.
good night, everybody.
Speak
Good
to
night.
myself. Yes. Good morning, good
Yeah,
afternoon.
man.
Something I speak the wrong link and I realize. Yes, yes. All right, tonight at when we say at.
It's like
We're
sometimes
not going to put
where you're
it
not focusing, you know,
because
Exactly.
and you have a lot on your brain.
because Big Mama come up with him grand calculation and we're going to straighten him out. You know, you watch the press conference today. You know, you watch the press conference.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
my
yeah,
brother
yeah.
just tell me, say,
Yep. Yes, we
my
did.
brother just tell me, say, them run out with one, and you know what's the boy fish headless. You understand that drunk because he not listen them to go, you know. Because my brother just send something to me and say, swear loser, what the loser? Nastiness, what the loser? Remember when I ran put on around here, you know? Yeah? Because I want to come out with this 13%, I don't know where JP are doing, you know. You tell JP them I win 55 seats. So I don't know them are pose up. You understand what I say, brothers
Exactly.
and sister? You tell JP say, them I win 55 seats. And when you look, JP lose more than 15 seats and thief back one. Ooh, and the loser, so loser.
Them.
Where Mark going now where them have to lose?
Them.
Them not lose nothing. And if
Nothing.
them
We
are
gained.
you know the right, that's no because we
We
not have the
doubled.
whole reality. We not want to put it on at all. But one thing you must do, you know, you don't pay these nastiness, you know. Same like remember, you know, and you under suspicion of it. And when you can't turn on a thief election in front of we, we not have no pity upon none of them. Nothing them pity. Them are garbage. You understand? Straight garbage. No two way about it. Yes, Pat.
Why everything is just up in arms, as it relates to what we see are going right, And me personally, and many more patriotic Jamaican, yeah, who believe in real democracy and the uphold of the law, which the Constitution preside over. Yeah, we are in disarray as to what is happening in Jamaica. The whole episode of Jamaica is wrong currently because corruption is widespread, it's rampant, yeah. And I mean, leadership non-existent, propaganda is the order of the day, misinformation, disinformation, defamation of people, character, good people, and these are the things that we are seeing. So we know who we endorse, yeah, because we know people of integrity from people who believe and live in dishonesty. You understand? So the integrity side of thing is what me believe in. And where Sir Mark Jefferson Golden is concerned, I fully endorse him. I believe in him policy and in principle. I believe in the team that him assembled. And I believe in the comrades. Yeah, I know them all went out and vote for this man because this man is the man that them endorse. Yeah, the majority of Jamaican people endorse Sir Markie G. Them embrace the people philosophy. The manifesto was something that the entire comrades, yeah, and patriotic Jamaican were looking forward to. A program of such substance. We were looking to see it roll out and being implemented to have an impact on people's life. But some people decided so them are going to use corruption and wipe out all of that together. And then now them have the audacity now. They are use social media and I continue this high level of corruption. I witch hunt all people and them character. I belittle Sir Markie G as if him have the know-how and the nuance to galvanize the party to victory. The People's National Party win the election. Everybody know that, the entire world know. But the entire world all knows how it was robbed and stolen from the People's National Party. Them know who are the players, just like we. You understand? So Mark Olin will always be my first choice. Yeah, leadership right now. I don't endorse or recognize Andrew Holness as a prime minister or as a leader for the country. Because I don't wrap up in a corruption and believe in a corruption. Me stamp out them thing that me know what is good for Jamaica and Jamaicans. And going forward, yeah, I know that nature will take its course. Because some people feel so them have it locked now in a third term, you know. But this is the worst term they will ever face. And I yield back the floor.
Bye, man.
All right,
Amen.
right, then I'm there, right, and boss. Right, but let me first and foremost big up all of the people in the chat, all of the people who continue to follow us because they know the truth to the terms and conditions of good governance. And guess what? Comrade for life. So when I take back that, I'm going to apologize. Even although some who trod along the journey, you understand, of course, if you're not real, you will fade away. But who definitely journey to the distance and full mileage, they will achieve success. So in all of this, what we are saying that we never, ever, you understand, is going to question our leadership as it relates to Mark Golden, the integrity boss. What we say? The integrity boss. But we are happy to say that while corruption won the day, it will not be forever. Remember, the Titan boss is here, Spinks is here, Melting Pot is here, and Mystic Sensation is here. And guess what? We are going to be an eternal firewall for good governance and justice. We are defending the rights of Jamaican people, right? We have seen what crony capitalism is doing. We have seen where the Jamaica Labour Party hinge on crony capitalism, right, and try to destroy what Michael Manley created as it relates to democratic socialism, right? Equal rights and justice for all. We have seen that they made attempt 3 times in his life, but with the will of God, he prevailed. Now, we have seen the corruption. We have seen how Andrew Holness used, right, the criminal justice system to his defense, to shield him from his corruption. We have looked recently at his cabinet, and we have seen that his cabinet is 100% a break front, a old break front that doesn't make sense. But anyway, we are here in the space, right? And as we said, we are here to defend justice. Mark Golden win on integrity and good governance. Andrew Holness stole the election on corruption, nepotism, cronyism, and skullduggery. But we are here, and we will not going anywhere. We tell them and those, right? Some of them who shifting, some of them who feeling weary, but we will ever stay strong from 14 to 28. And from 28, we will ask Mr. 28 to account for the 28, and I yield back.
All right, so make us start, you know. Things to get cut off, matter soon again back. So make us start the show because we now hammer them straight, you know. By the way, I say ocean wide, yeah, net now work. You know, Melting Pot, you know, ocean wide net now works in a pamper. Go ask some stupidness, don't it?
Yeah.
We have to deal with that too. Make us start the show. 1 a.m.
Start packing because you are going.
All right, so we're up. We're up. We're going to start beating by this. Let me tell you what we want to start beating by, right? Yeah, we want to start beating by. Missy Big Mama, I make a narrative. Come up with a narrative. And then them start about, yeah, things true with whoever makes you do our opening right away. But see Big Mama come up with a narrative. And I talk about him here, lie matter. Lie that nastiness I said. Maybe just, because we can't angle him no better, because I'm a germs, you know, better. So around here, so we can't angle big dirty thinking mama know better. Big nasty mama. And so we have to deal with drunk germs and sperm whales. Yeah?
We don't have no apology. No apology for that.
No apology. Them are dunce. The biggest dirty thinking dunce blogger are the one when them draws Davis, Big Mama second. So let me just tell them this. Right? Big Mama wants to pin something and say, now election run on Markie G. In here, people are saying in the party, Markie G and step down lie. Lie. And we are asking when Andrew, they get beaten by Portia Sim similar. Andrew step down. I'm
No.
a year or 2 years after that. Him thief officer. But after the video, I'll show you. So I'm a
Yes.
thief sometime. And I'm a thief before that.
Ah,
This guy cannot be trusted. Him is a nastiness. And it's so bad that a guy, you know, can't, I know him statutory declaration can't certify. But you got to put him both him a prime minister. We don't know that with him. You can't thief an election and come put a little dirty thinking face. You figure out well. You're garbage. Yes, Pink's true. I couldn't make Pink deal with this and never come knock him, you know. Because we not around put him on your side.
all right.
That's the real Titans, boy. Yeah, the worst thing for you. Yeah, sister.
Yeah, good night, Wayne, and good night, Melting Pot. Good night, Uncle Byron. Thanks for having me here. As far as I am concerned, Andrew is squatting in the Prime Minister's office.
Yes.
He's a squatter, he's an official squatter. And I want to see how many world leaders is going to attend his swearing in ceremony coming up soon. Because the whole world knows that this man is corrupt. And let me show you one example of human rights abuse and violation that's happening in Jamaica every day under these people. When we have an Englishman born in England, another Commonwealth country, although it's not illegal, we do not know if the man still have a dual citizenship and is made member of parliament in a St. Anne constituency and is given the Ministry of Water, Water, Environment and Climate Control. I know the term or the mythical creature leprechaun supposed to be an Irish mythical creature. But let me talk to this little leprechaun. Why is it we have water in our pipes from nomination day to election day, and from last week, Thursday morning, there's no water in my pipes? That's an abuse of your power, Mr. Leprechaun. As I say, and I will say it again. A leprechaun is supposed to be an Irish mythical creature, but you're the first English leprechaun that I know. And you sit here in your chair with your neck looking like an English muffin and purposely turn off the water 1 week straight without any water.
Correct.
And you think these people in this community would think better. That is why I'm so disappointed with the people of St. James and Wayne. I'm so disappointed in a melting pot, and I'm so disappointed because when they look at Cornwall Regional Hospital every day, right? A couple months ago, the lab staff protested for uniform allowance for 3 years, right? They see the condition of the Cornwall Regional Hospital. They live here. They see the building every day. And when you have the pharmacy interns went to work one day last week and were told to what? Go back home and do not come back because there's no money to pay them. Do you understand what is happening in Jamaica here, people? And what they vote for? When you see in Spanish Town hospitals, right now there are no porters, there are no janitors, and there are no sanitation staff there. The company that was there was asked to leave because what happened? The government owes them money. They brought in a new company and the company came and looked on the place and turned them head away. So there is no porter, there is no sanitation team, there is no janitors currently at the Spanish Town Hospital, Jamaica. What did you vote for? And who voted for King Dr. Tufton? Seriously. And who voted this leprechaun when he's depriving us of water on an island that has 120 rivers or more on it? The land of wood and water, and we have no water in our pipes. Now you the floor to somebody else.
Right. So I come and beat up Anjo. Yeah, Anjo. I come fling that kind of clap. So you know, Big Mama, I don't know who rate you. But right away, the JLP should have run you a long time. Because you're classes. I'm going to show you your classes. I'm going to show you with Anjo Holness. The thing we now want, because what they want to do now, Baba, what they want to do now, Jane, they might try to divide PMP. Big dirty thinking, Mama. Yes. So when you come up with about the PMP, I say, oh, PMP has said something. When you have an election run, yeah, in a 2020, in a 2016, I will give you figures. Popular vote, 437,000 JLP, 430 PMP, 430. 2020, after the split and the pandemic started, I'm going to call it. How much him get? How much him get? 407. 407, 407,000 couple hundred. PMP get 300 and something, low though, over 100,000. Some around them lose, right? Them last. Some around there, so I near to where them get back now. No, you run and you spend billions. You're about billions, you use billions out of taxpayers' money to all kind of things and rob the election. How much again? PMP gain 97,000 votes, different from one to stop. You get 5. You know where there? Around 413,000. 5. You know they back and now. You know reach up 437,000, you know. Facts check. You drop 24,000 where you can't recover now. If you never teach that PMP gone around that long time, 5,000. And PMP gain 97,000 when you stop that. 97. How much time the 5,000 can go on 97, brother? Eh?
19.5 times.
All right. 97,500. So 19.5. Good. Say, so this, you see much time it can go in, you don't gain nothing. In a 20, you don't gain nothing. If you never thief the election, I'm going to show you, say you're a thief. Look on this. This was one where you're thief, surely from the people. Look here, from Shah. Look here.
Andrew Michael Holness on Sunday, November 10, beat his contender Audley Fitz-Albert Shaw to retain his post as leader of the 70-year-old Jamaica Labour Party. From very early, delegates turned out at the National Arena in Kingston, eager to cast their ballots, and there was widespread support for both Shaw and Holness.
I believe in Anjo. With Anjo, we have no fear. Anjo is here.
When Holness arrived on the grounds 30 minutes before the close of polls, his fans grew even more excited. However, the elections would not go as smoothly as planned. At one point, officials of the Electoral Office of Jamaica had to abandon their posts when Laborites wearing Holness labeled t-shirts overran the voting center.
7 busloads of people who are not delegates of this party. Mr. Holness joined them up there and walked through the crowd, overran the whole place, went down to the area for registration, overran that area. The electoral supervisors had to leave and abandon their station, and there was disruption for half an hour until we had to restore it and allow some more people to vote. Okay? What he has done is irresponsible and is outrageous and is unworthy of him as leader of the Jamaica Labour Party.
That ought to
stop that. Let me stop that. No, these are the owners. The same owners come pull off an ex-Johnson of people. And the same owners this spreaders. The same anti-owners this. Yeah? We thief that election from Shah. Get people overrun the place. And so we know, sir, it's not the same thing from morning, brothers. You see? Same thing him do now, him go down a theme park. Can you imagine you're prime minister? And you in your constituency. You shouldn't have afraid. Markie never have the way you do. Him win by a night, man, you want to see it. Want to see it go up now. But you know, tie up, and you go down there, you police to stop the people them from vote. To them say them a vote you, them there in you. You go down there, go interfere. You go down there, go to, hey, him lose all him seat. When you lose all him seat. Brother, him lose him seat.
Lose all him seat.
Him a garbage. So when them talk about lose that, what you call that? And next thing, what them talk about in a Bible? What them talk about melting pot and pinch. What them talk about, you know, Andrew break, make it, or if you make history. When you hear for the first man go up on the moon, if you go up on the moon now, you make history. If you have Armstrong up on the Neil Armstrong up on the moon already, and you go up on it now, you make history. He making history. A 4-term PMP do 4. Parties himself the 3. 4-term parties to the 3. So you know make no history and don't put a party and say this 3-term do already. You know 1 second, you know make history. History when something never do before and you do it. But in Jamaica politics, you know business who side a man do that it do. You never break it a year 4 or 5 term and make a history. You're not so stupid and dumb. Me tell you say you don't. So you want to put it to the party and say yes, it's a history where it make already when a business house party when a piece of shit. Yes? It make already straight already. Yeah? I want to dance. This is sure no. I want to dance. And next thing, before I make one of my brother them run off this, I'm going to play this where I'm going to sit in an ocean wide. Net now work. Look on this.
And listen to me. We're talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP. At the end of the night, the PNP gained 15 seats.
People may not want to pass the point, you know. Now, this is ocean wide net now work, right? This, them have a green that poll. This our big Draws Davis, big Nancy Draws Davis, and Big Mama, them spread. And the pamper fish what we see today. I asked Markie G question, we soon show him. Now, this is what them spew to them people who listen to them. JP for win 55 seats. Now, you can't get no longer than this. That means you have to throw out them big dirty thinking green that poll. You have to throw out big dirty thinking mama in the bad pan, which him can't hold in a bad pan, can have sperm and blue whale together. This nastiness. Then, you have to throw out big dirty thinking Draws Davis because nothing out of them mouth, no correct. Who does really sit down and listen to this melting pot? Yeah? Who that really sit down and listen to a garbage like this? When you come up with a green that poll and tell the Jamaica, say 13% them are lead by, but a Markie get the vote over 97,000. Vote. Come on, pan him thing. Where him get? 5,000. It don't make no sense. And when you look him now, recover and vote them when him last. From 2016. Him last them from 2020. He not recover them. We're spending billions. See? So this Byron, what we
Yes,
have
my
to
brother.
people them to ban this nasty place.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, you understand?
Yeah,
What's
man.
died? No suppose and when net now work. It not make no sense. It not working. You have to use harpoon. Can net no catch wheels. Especially perm. That's why net now work better. This alone for the JP them running
with me and listen to me, we're talking about 51, 55 seats for the JLP. At the end of the night, the PNP gained 15 seats.
So you know shame. You never get a prediction and not the right. You're big dirty thinking Charles Davis. You know shame. You said them I go 55. So Markie supposed to down by 8. Get a whopping and gone on 8. But instead him get 100%. A little more than that to them thief back one. And right now they're 4 away from victory. 4. So when you hear that about 8, remember 4 away for 32. And that's true victory, yeah? Yes. So you saw close him there? And you saw much him get too much for 97,000 pound what them did leave 2020. Him now, him get only 5 out of what him losing at 2020. Can him did lose 30,000, you know? Him did last 30,000 at 2020 election and Holness. Him not so popular, me telling you before. Go check it. So this now, everything out of Big Mama mouth, no land vibe. So all Big Mama come and say him here. PNP has said the mark goal in a move up and it cast this. Big Mama big and stink and lie. You can't deal with them sperm whale, yeah. Like no gentle again. No. Our gloves off and this drunk, yeah. Him is a piece of shit. Yeah. Up here, the JP now get rid of this. Yeah. Yeah, this.
The JLP lost 15 seats. The JLP got a bruising encounter.
But bruising, beating.
They prevailed, but the PNP is stronger this morning than yesterday morning when the poll.
Move on further me to your piece of shit, yo. You love to like melting pot.
Yeah, man. And a one winner in the 2025 general election. A Mark Jefferson Golden and the People's National Party. I see this number where we look on right now, with the People's National Party gaining 97,000 more votes, while Andrew only created 5,000. That shows you, in real terms, you know, a 19.5, 19 and a half PNP statistically to 1 GLP, you know. That is the wide margin where the PNP have over them, using the percentage figure. So it shows you under no circumstance could the Jamaica Labour Party win the election. We know them stuff plenty of ballot boxes in a several constituency. We know that for a fact. And even Big Mama know that. Andrew know that. The whole entire GLP hierarchy know how them come to farm government. Yeah. Because without the malpractice and suppression of voters, yeah, they could not have won the election. And the malpractice start from within the Prime Minister office, where he bring the EOJ and them nose, and him and Tadpole Green colluded in carrying out one of the biggest corruption ever seen in Jamaica. This is one of the biggest corruption. We can't look on it no other way. I want to tell you this bigger than the 3 trillion that cannot be accounted for. This bigger than the 1.4 billion scandal in the school bus. The 31 million in the drill. This is a big piece of bangarang scandal. And this guy with their EOJ office, it must be investigated to corruption because the People's National Party had the momentum all along. And as I have previously said, when a party win local government election, it's a clear indication that they will go on to win the general election. And that has never been disputed. That is a statistic that has, stood there over the period of time that we are voting in our society. So it cannot be a change. And this change could never took place when a prime minister is under investigation, when the country is under level 4 restriction by 3 major first world countries as it relates to travel advisory, in health and security. When you have wide section of civil servants who are not being paid, when you have mass exodus of civil servants leaving the country because nothing is going on under the current government, when you have crime statistic blown out of proportion in regard to state killing and police brutality, relating to murders that can be quantified as one a day statistic. This government cannot win an election on this type of performance. So we know they stole the election. We know the people around them know exactly what's happening. And why you see them come up now with Mark Golding and leadership is to create a deflection from the corruption and the stealing of the general election. Only one winner were on performance at the day where you could have highlighted, and it's Mark Jefferson Golding and the People's National Party. The 97,000 more vote that them get is a clear indication to your low 5,000. So that show you how much PNP was out numbering the JLP supporters to a tune of 9.5% to 1. That number show you as clear as the daylight is that the People's National Party not only did win the election, but win it handsomely. And it only takes this high level of corruption to change the result. It's a corruption result. The country's been run by a corruption prime minister, a nasty kleptocratic leader who wants to be a dictator by all means. A man who run an election and saving himself and his friend them and his wife from prison. This is why we are seeing where the nurses, are not being paid for 2 months. This is why Spanish Town cannot have sanitization staff, because nobody wants the contract, because there is no money. So we have to look at Jamaica now as not only in level 4 crisis anymore, but level 5 category. We are looking at level 5, and when it touches level 5, it becomes catastrophic. You understand? So I can't see how this guy wants to be a prime minister, when he's not been duly elected by the electorate. As Pinkskew rightly said, he's squatting in the parliament, and he should be ashamed of himself. A nasty, big, swatty, stinking mama need to get a hold of herself. Because I want to tell you, there is no dilution for a piece of shit like that, That just need to just go one side and park like the decommission bus them. You understand? Because we're tired of piece of nastiness like that, because them help to suppress Jamaica, and bring Jamaica to the level where it is today. Because of them misinformation and disinformation. Because Big Mama have to speak like this, because this piece of shit worth 1.4 billion. Plus this piece of nastiness get 10 right off. So this piece of garbage has not been paying any corporate tax so long. So this piece of shit is part of the corruption. Them people, we have to move them away. Jamaica need a purging. We have to purge out the nastiness. Draws Davis, Fisher, Apcock, and some more shit what we see around. You understand? These people are the problem that Jamaica have. And if we don't move swiftly towards these piece of garbage, they will infect the place more. So district now at some hard hammering from around after the Titans there. We not play, we don't know. We are turn up the heat underneath to know. Kind of fire to move cockroach. We have to use fire to move the cockroach them. We have to use insecticide and pesticide to fumigate the insect them. Them to leave. And I yield back the floor.
Yes, Baron.
Well, right away, we can take on it.
Okay, mad in the night, better. And I want to put them in. Yes.
Yeah, it seems like the system are act up though. Them know what we talk, you know, so you find this all sort of.
No, we are still, yeah, look all right.
Yeah, but we are traveling. Oh, my mic stay because I want to.
You sound good, man. You sound good. Now you're good.
All right, cool. Look at travel. No, people. You know when, and I'm going to take up exactly where Melting Pot left off, and some points that Pinks touch on, and some points that the Titan boss touch. But again, I am feeling so happy. I am feeling so proud. I am feeling so nice and so sweet in terms of what the People's National Party achieved. When we look on the ratio, 19-1, in terms of Mark Golding momentum and what he had achieved as it relates to voters, the amount of people who vote for the People's National Party. So then we talk about between the period 2020 to 2025, right? Look what happened in terms of voters accumulation, right, for both the JLP and the PNP. So Andrew Holness and his men, right, they were able to only generate 5,000 votes between 2020 and 2025. Now, that is a big surprise. And here why that is a big surprise. Andrew Holness have the billions of dollars. Deeper thieving money, deeper corruption money. A powerful platform that he has. A big giant, political giant. And you are going to tell me that what we have seen Little David slew Goliath. Little David had slain Goliath. Because between 2020 and 2025, Mark Golding accumulated, as it relates to the amount of voters voting for the PNP, 97,000 to 5,000. The ratio is clear. A 19-1 ratio. That is not only a beating. That is not only a bruise. That is slaughtering. No, that is slaughtering. In spite of, yes, right, we have not achieved, right, to maintain the governance. However, we are 28 strong. What does that mean? That means that we didn't just only beat him enough. In big weapon that him always bully us with. And so then, when they have anything to pass for the 2/3 majority, and to the fact that him have 49, him just, and he just, bad me up. And we hardly could attack. Step on the battlefield, people, on the battlefield, we will Goliath and take away him tool. We will Goliath and take away him big gun. So Goliath now have the big gun there again. We bring down Goliath to our size. From a giant to an ordinary person. So then, whenever, let me tell you what is going to happen now. We have him now. He has to crawl on his knees. So anything that has to do with 2/3 majority, he has to come now and try to get some consensus because he needs the People's National Party, right, to pass those bills. He needs the People's National Party to pass those bills. And hear what I go on now, people. A bargaining chip. That is going to be a bargaining chip. Because I know, right, that we have our lieutenants in the PNP will say, okay, if I have to vote on that, right, we need this and we need that. So guess what? You have to come into the middle. Whether you are going to give us this or give us that before we vote on this and vote on that. So then, let me tell you something, comrades. We don't want no comrades to feel that, okay, I've given it all my all and, you understand, we did not get, you understand, to govern. Let me tell you something, comrade. God, not like ugly. Somebody who sent a text to me showing me the JLP finger. I responded to him, God, not like ugly. Here why now? Here what is going to happen? Remember that Holness, in order to rub up the election and the continuous lies, right? Remember in first 100 days promise, not one fulfilled. Now we have some new promises. And I am betting the Jamaican people, not one is going to be fulfilled. Right? Now, what is going to catch him is to the fact that a lot of taxpayers' money being rubbed up and diverted into political campaign. Right? You're going to have hell to pay. Now, let me set this. I set the people upon him now. Now, Jamaica, I want all Jamaicans right now. Me make sure I mash up in Dali house. I want all Jamaicans right now. Tomorrow morning, you know what I want to do. Go into the grocery shop and write down the cost for the products. I am going to show Andrew on something. You go into the grocery shop and write down all of the price, right? For bread, milk, sugar, all what you can write down right now and price them. And go back the following week and look on what you price this week and see what is going to happen. Let me tell you something, Jamaica. And I ask him that. Inflation is going to kill them. Andrew Holness, inflation is going to kill them. And so then you are going to see the cost of food going up. The cost of everything across the board going up. And you know why they are going up? Because of the amount of money that Andrew Holness robbed from the treasury, right? To win this general election. You have to pay it back. You see the one that will collect them 20,000, them 50,000, and them 70,000. Hold on. You see, as from next week, you people will have to pay it back through the process of inflation. Because you see the one who sent me the 2 JLP sign like this, me they tell him say no. Me they tell him say no. The cost when pay for grocery shop this week. You see when you're going to the grocery shop next week, prepare. Because every single Jamaican will have to pay back the money that Andrew Holness and the members of parliament in thief, in cabinet them thief, big run the election. You are going to see the inflation cost, and then you're going to ask yourself, my God, now we have seen now where the election money, we have to pay for it. And everybody will get it, you know. And everybody going to get it, you know, but we have to pay for the bag of wires them. They are going to use it like JPS. What JPS had done for people who don't pay, right, and stealing electricity bill, right? People who have to work hard and pay electricity bill have to pay, right, bills for those who are stealing the electricity bill. For people who don't steal the electricity and have to work hard to pay the electricity, have to also pay for those who are stealing the electricity. So Andrew Holness is going to take, right, take a page out of JPS book for all of those who didn't get the hustling money. All of you are going to pay it in inflation. And you know what he's going to say? This government has not raised any new tax, but it increased it.
That's how it is. That's how it is. Yes.
Increase it.
Yeah, that's how it is.
You American people, all of those who believe, say, okay, and then get them envelope and then flip them envelope. Remember, you know, you only can flip the envelope the one time. Let me talk to them with you. You only can flip the envelope the one time. You buy some food, eat, and you shit it out one time. But let me tell you something. You see the whip of inflation are right through the year. It will beat you. It will beat you weekly. It will beat you monthly. It will beat you yearly, because you have to pay back the money what they steal, and that is one of the reasons why Gas Pro Brown, understand, you have done the Jamaican a great injustice. Andrew Holness, you have done Jamaicans a great injustice, because you know that they are going to feel it through inflation. People, let me tell you something. Watch and look, and you are going to see that Mystic Sensation is 110% correct. Andrew Holness don't want me to tell them something, I know, because he knows, sir, when it comes to chess, me the beat him on him chess game. You hear me tell him, say, him can't put back Juliet Holness there, unnecessary win. People on the seat, say, you know, seats we win. When me tell him, say, on this a chessboard, you want me a play. You can't put back she around here, sir. Because we have a 28 now, you know. Yeah? You know, see we win. But Juliet Holness there. But Juliet Holness there. Juliet Holness there run a security the way for Horace Chang for resign. So then we are tell you, say, people, you are going to pay to sell out your birthright. Some of you who collect the money, he's going to pay for it, right? Throughout the week, throughout the months, and throughout the year, and you will pay for it for the next 5 years. You are going to be paying for it. And I yield back the floor.
Thank you. Yes. Now turn on your mic. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me again. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who created a story that common leader Mark Jefferson Golden would step down, it's somebody outside of the PNP, obviously, who had to create that story, because no true comrade No real comrade, no real socialist would ever doubt the leadership of Mark Golden. We saw where Mark Golden took the party from. We traveled with him. I was one of the persons, foot soldier out there from he won the leadership of the party. Foot soldier out there. We saw where his numbers were low and we worked and believed in this man. And this election last week was an election between honesty and dishonesty. And Jamaica shows, majority of Jamaicans shows the dishonest party. Not in an honest way, but in a dishonest way. Therefore, people, once you're an honest Jamaican, you will support Mark Golden. Once you want integrity and morals to return to the society, you will support Mark Golden. And we saw cafes being hired for election day. And I would like to ask the persons who hire cafe, what was the purpose of cafe? Because obviously they are working hand in hand with the Jamaica Labour Party. Look at the
Statistics. Well
statement they
said.
made, as if we are blind, as if we are blind. The people taking the videos at the polling stations are blind. The people making statements are telling lies right across the island. At my polling station last week Wednesday, there was not a cafe representative, and many Jamaicans made the same complaint. There was never ever a cafe representative rep at their polling station. Now, when you look at Judge Holness taking up now the Ministry of Security, as far as I'm concerned, Juliet is now the official bodyguard and security guard for her husband going forward. And I will predict this, my Jamaica. I'm giving them 2 years to be removed out of their official, in quotation, official position that they are in right now. Because when the IC reports go through and when you start to table all those IC reports and take them straight to court, we know it's jail or prison, who to go where, and so good and so goodbye to all of them. Now, when we look at what happened to the police officers recently being shuffled around, and one police officer decided to he's not going to take it from this police commissioner, Dr. Kevin Grant. He did what he's supposed to do. He took the police commissioner to court and won the case for a temporary injunction against the police commissioner because the police commissioner has no legal reason. Let me say that again. The police commissioner his boss has no legal reason to remove him from out of his position. And I'm happy that this man stood up. We saw what happened to the other brother, to his brother, when he stood up and took this government to court over overtime for the police officers. And we saw and witnessed this victimization by this system that we're living under. His human rights was violated and he was treated like nothing. A man who worked hard for his position and his accolades being treated like dirt, all because he spoke up on behalf of his fellow police officers. I have friends of mine who are police officers, and they tell me their stories. They tell me how much they are being paid. Police officers with strike. They tell me they're overworked, they're underpaid, and for the past 3 years going 4 years, they still can't collect their overtime. And then Andrew Holness had the audacity to talk about Portia Simpson using salary freezes at the time where it was a condition to get the IMF loan. What is worse, the overtime pay not being paid or salary freezes back then, in a time where people could actually band their belly and survive? The police officers are not surviving. They're not surviving very well because they're overworked and stressed out. They're given the same duties and more duties, just like the nurses. Every civil servant is overworked right now and underpaid. And I yield the floor to somebody else.
Yes, man. All right. So today the conference, cause Andrew Holness that Andrew, we are clever, you are clever, you know. So today we have the conference. And remember, we don't hear Andrew talk from last week Wednesday. I don't know, we don't hear him. We don't hear him? Byron, you hear anything with Andrew?
No, we don't hear him.
All right. So we don't hear him, I know.
Content about him, man.
I can tell you this. Since remember to talk earlier, we know say Elma say, you see, I better them come out to the conference. Right? You know, say tough tongue run out and attack bullshit. Tough tongue, you watch me. Where you go? Go away, go sit down, man. I play with tough tongue say, but I not play before I play Markie G. Because I just take it in a sequence same way. But when I tough tongue, I get to know upset, Brothers, never play with tough tongue say I get to know upset. But you saw him alone enough. Yeah? Now I play Markie G. So I'm not going to come out and explain data and explain and everything, and then you have a pamper fish. Ugly in stature and face and everything. Nasty. Nasty bad. From around ocean wide. The question where nastiness come ask that ingraft pamper and sperm whale together. You can't see him full of a egg. Called pamper fish. The question when come ask Markie G them and them things, I can't believe it.
Yeah, crazy.
This, never play it. Voila. Go play it. Look here. Watch this.
Holness was defeated by Portia Simpson Miller in 2011. It seems persons have forgotten that. He did not resign, nor did he offer any resignation.
Hold on, all right, see the people. Look at Jesus Christ. Where did I get this from? This can't be a reporter. This is where Draws Davis and Big Mama send come out. Hear the question, people. You can't believe this? Hear this.
You, Mr. Golding, your predecessors have all offered their resignation.
Look, I wonder if him go to Brazil, go do Botox, but in him face. Him butts them, him cheeks them. Can they not look right? They look like swim use it, they must do Botox and big it up or something. But it don't look right, the papa fish don't look good. Something don't look right in him face. He might use it too much.
You, Mr. Golding, your predecessors have all offered their resignations to the wider party following an election loss. Will you not do the same, or will you simply take up your post as opposition leader going into the parliament?
Look where he never asked Andrew Holness this. Andrew won't lose to Portia Simpson Miller. And then he team from Ardisha. But you never asked him. I know you asked them foolish. He said, makes sense? Eh? Look at them big dirty dumb said piece of shit. I think him can part the PMP. Because remember, if Mark Walden step down in a brother, then you're going to have a leadership race, and that will part the PMP and done the PMP for your time. You see them look up, them dumb said their things that them have brain. These nastiness think them have brain. And them are dumps. Who will look on them garbage? And answer them. You were there and I said to it.
I want for us not to mislead the public with some of the statements. There are some things that are being said in the public space that are just not true. Andrew Holness was defeated by Portia Simpson Miller in 2011. It seems persons have forgotten that. He did not resign, nor did he offer any resignation. He stayed there. He did not even make public the appraisal committee report that was done. Right? 10 of the 21 MPs signed a no confidence in him. He's the one that saved himself with his casting vote. I also hear persons saying that It's historic, unprecedented, this third term. When they say one complain about the PNP being in office for 18 years, the PNP has won 4 consecutive elections in Jamaica. So what is historic? It's historic for the JLP that they have won 3 elections. It's not historic for Jamaica. PJ Patterson won in 93, 97, and 2002. Why do we continue to mislead the public in this vulgar manner?
That's 100%. There is nothing historic about it. You have 2 parties, it win and it do already. So it's not business, so you talk about historic. And one entire JLP tweet, so make it historic. You hear that? Yeah? If you run and you win a race already by this and that make it historic, brother.
No.
Unless you bust that and you come create some other record. Eh? You not create no record, you know, there is nothing historic about nothing. Me tell you, say them dance. This is our big mama. These are the same ocean wide. Net now work has spread. Everything out of their mouth is dunceness. Straight dunceness. Continue. Watch this.
Well, first, I'm not aware of any historic precedent of which you speak. You know, there have been instances where party leaders have offered their resignation. There have been instances where they haven't, to my knowledge. I serve at the pleasure of the party. And, you know, I'm happy to continue to serve in the capacity as leader for as long as the party wants me to. And thus far, all of the MPs who have been elected, all 28, other than one who's overseas traveling, have signed a letter confirming that they have confidence in me and want me to be the leader of the opposition. Right. And that's where it is right now.
But him did say it already, you know. So you come ask him, I want to show you look a pamper fish, nasty stuff, you look a sperm whale self, you want to show. Me no mind show you up me think I use the germs. Me could just tell you, you know, look right. Go take out them Botox out of your cheek them. And the wrong, me no know if you use them cheek, but you look nasty. Okay? Let me show you that one and then me carry one of them. Yeah, you have to run them where I gloves off in them, I never put them, you know. Them are germs. Play this.
So, Hilton, you put forward the suggestion.
Look on the hand to the head, brother. You know, so something all right, melting pot. Never play it, but something all right. These are germs and them dunce. These are the people when me talk about dunce, you know. Me hear, say one of them I pick up my dunce argument and I call people, say PMP dunce. Remember, it are the dunces JLP blagger, the one with name Charles Davis. It had been, listen, Big Mama number 2. I'm a tough for me, I show you when me done, me soon put up the dunces JP blagger. Because me don't know all them do is copy things going on about that. Copy things. Practice certain things that are about historic. You hear that? Eh? Continue.
Hearing Jamaica's electoral process to that of Guyana.
You know, some have been some Botox and dirty thing kill him. Can you imagine when him and Big Mama hide them when them done?
Well, hold on there, wait. You just touch it, because I'm going to make you know, say, Mr. Part there. The whole of the Botox there in I'm lip.
You look nasty.
The whole of it there in I'm lip. This piece of big, swarty lump of large shit. It's a big piece of...
I'm face, because you have some people who chat through them face, you know, with them use. So I'm a chat through him face. When call him face. Yeah? But the Botox showing the Brazilian butt lift showing him face, because this can be a normal face. Yeah? Continue.
Which has a history now of concerns about the process, whereas here in Jamaica, we had the OAS, CARICOM, as well as CAFE, all suggesting that the elections were free of harassment, free of intimidation.
CAFE can't know that, and CAFE never does said free of this and that. CAFE talk where it see. It there 400, we have over 7,000 poll piece of shit. It don't go there 400. Oh, me tell you, say them dance again. CAFE use a sample. Them there 400 by one, 400. And them have 32 roving one, we move up and down. You have over 7,000 poll. Me not say them the 500 and better. 6,000 add them not there, more than 6,600. Them not there, more than that. 400. So if you use a sample, like when them send one people, you know, say that happen all, but CAFE not there everywhere. 400 them have. 450. Right? A 7,000 at poll we have. So you may not take everything from cafe and run with it as a, you just use it as a sample, brother. You understand? So hear this piece of shit here. Hear this.
Or any other irregularities, so far as going as to commending us in terms of our conduct here and to put forward Jamaica as a model that the Caribbean can follow.
You would put what's the big dirty thing in your eye? Move in front of me.
Hey.
Man. Go ahead. You piece of shit, you. Brother, we can't take garbage, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, let me start out a piece of big dirty lump of lard.
Right now.
That big piece of shit.
Yes.
Eh?
Yes.
Which other country in the Caribbean now would have want to use anything from Jamaica right now? Eh? Which other country in a CARICOM would I even dare look at Jamaica as a country where have any farmers, nothing at all, where they would have tap into? Jamaica have not more than corruption. And the Andrew one, it is all about corruption or nothing. That's why there's no job. That's why the people them can't get paid. All of the money done in a corruption to save him and him cronies them from prison. That's why this big piece of bicycle there come and chat to we. Yeah, I done a turkey, she go get her lip done with Botox, man. And the Botox, too much going on the lip, it as well all the head and the cheek then. Big nasty piece of shit. Lump of lad come and chat garbage. Eh? I question the leadership of the party. What them send out this garbage have to do? To deflect? This garbage I don't recognize, you know. Because from here, I see people heading at Jamaica, the biggest head this never seen at Jamaica. You understand? This coming like two bicycle head in a one. Nobody no look for them piece of shit here. Because them piece of shit here affiliated with big nasty thinking dirty big mama. Draws David, Fish Headless and the whole of them, Queenie, the whole entourage, Terry Long Tongue, the nasty garbage party where them creating at Jamaica. Where all them do is resent themselves from the true democracy policy. A party where they don't have nothing to do with God. This is the type of party the Jamaica Labour Party is. It's a Wobia party where them practice all type of demonic. You understand? So them nastiness and nobody in a CARICOM no want nothing to do with them. We are going to see how much a CARICOM leader will come to Jamaica for this sworn-in ceremony. Them won't get not even 2 members. And we'll all see. Nobody recognize this government in Jamaica anymore. Them certainly don't recognize the Prime Minister either. Because right now he's going to CARICOM of a Prime Minister who is under investigation. No other Prime Minister in the world is under investigation. When it comes to theft, Andrew Holness and his cabinet has defrauded Jamaica of trillions of dollars. Trillions. And if you add 6,314 billion and 200 million on top of the 3 trillion, where the Auditor General now have nothing supporting the $3 trillion gone missing, them can't certify where it do. Them now have nothing in writing. Nothing. It just 3 trillion just get up and gone. Then if you add 6 and 3 and 9,314 billion, 200 million them gone with. You understand? This is why them have to run this election wholly and solely and retaining power to save themselves for another term out of prison. But woe be unto them when the Integrity Commission file it submitting as it relates to all the people who they are investigating. When this going to the court, we are going to see what them are going to do. So this big piece of lump of lard.
But
yes, my brother.
Same lump of, the same Botox piece of nastiness. A question mark holding about resigning. You know. No, him stinking. I know about me, you know.
Him more than stink. Him more than stink. This guy out of order, man. This guy now have nothing about him. Because nobody asked this guy to come address nobody, you know. Why? Me know them put him up there, but the public no request a piece of shit like this. Nobody no know them piece of bicycle, man. Them piece of Botox slip, man. Nobody no know them. This guy, nobody no want to listen to this guy talk. This guy now have nothing to come tell the people them more than corruption and lies and try to dig into certain policy where it don't know nothing about.
So them fear
it is where am I trying to do? Where am I trying to do, panelists? Yeah? Yes. It just try to become muddy or water. Yeah, more than how it muddy already. Yeah. The rate where the people them in are the true patriotic Jamaican right now, because everybody know the election was stolen from the People's National Party. And for this piece of shit come a question Mark Bolin leadership. You don't see this piece of lump a lad more than out of border, man. She pass her place. She pass her place. Because she shouldn't live on the Big Mama crutches. Alright, that's what she belongs. You understand? Oh, you think question a man integrity or a man general support from within him one structured party as it relates to him leadership going forward? When Mark Wallen, yeah, gained 97,000 additional voters, when the thief in Prime Minister only get 5,000, then who is the real winner? When Markie G moved the party from 14 to 29 on the thief one, it still showing a 100% increase in member of parliament. So this time, it will be the lion versus the cheetah in parliament. The 28th lion will versus the cheetahs them, because they are cheetahs. They've been robbing the country money for how long? They've been using it to enrich themselves in various activity. They are drugs traffickers. They are known to the world as drugs traffickers. They deal with gun shipment and ammunition. And it is not for the army or the police force. It's for civilian purposes. They sell them in the country. They are using Jamaica now as the biggest transshipment hub in Latin and Central America and the Caribbean where drugs is concerned. Not even Colombia, nor Mexico, nor Guatemala, nor none of them Central American country or Latin American country open up them gateway for drugs transshipment. Andrew Holness administration does that. But the entire world is watching them. And all Andrew is doing right now is elevating himself into the head. Andrew, that's all you're doing. The longer you stay in office, is the closer the egg is to you. Because every day you commit corruption and atrocity, and you will never stop because you always let your ego get the better of you. No wonder you give the man an award before the victory is even celebrated or accomplished. Your ego get the better of you. You award the tadpole honorary status as it relates to heroes, dear Anna. Right now, you are desecrate the whole advent of a National Heroes Day and what it's symbolic for. It's to honor people who have done great work for the country. This guy, Tadpole Brown, don't accomplish anything that merits him to get an honor. And the fact of the matter that we all know, you sit beside this guy, you breathe in his face every day. Him smell your arm and your crutches every day. Because you're a close confederate. I want to sit down and plan and rob the election. Me know something was suspicious about this guy when he move all these offices into him office. Oh, you can't smut agency office now, you're one office. It smell and it spell and it stink of corruption. No 2 years about it. So everybody will come out and talk now. They are part of the whole corruption ring in Jamaica. You look on them as them come talk, you label them as nastiness, as piece of shit. That's what they are. They are nothing more than piece of shit advocating for a criminal empire. You understand? And the quicker we get rid of these garbage out of our place, the better it will be for all Jamaicans going forward. You can imagine you just win an election, but the next week after you win an election, a civil service body like the nurse and doctor them, a complaint say 2 months them not get them wages. Plus you have nearly 4 years worth of overtime money for the JCF member them. What kind of government you are running at Jamaica? But when we look to see people that collect all various sums of money, really, starting from 20, 50, 40, 70, or 100,000 pay out to people to buy election. But yet still you neglect the true professional people in your country and spend the money on the little yabba yabba then. The yabba yabba licky them you spend the money on. And you neglect the civil service body, the civil servant body. Eh? You know, so something wrong with Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, if you go the year, you know. Because I don't think we have no court can try, you know. The amount of corruption and atrocity and the level of your corruption and atrocity and the year need to administrate you. Yeah? Because them little people that where we have, me not think them are give what the year going to do to you, you know. Yeah? Them are going to be lenient with you. But one thing we know with the egg not be lenient, you know. The egg is a place where deal with justice and the merit of justice must fit your crime. I yield back the floor.
Byron.
All right. Thank you for that, melting pot. But I want to speak specifically to Big Mama Subtitle. Now, let me address him.
Yes.
Because as a result of what Mr. Hilton was pointing out, right, the factors that help, right, to bring Andrew Holness, right, to his so-called success in winning the general election was factors that relating to voter suppression, right, and all the mechanism that caused that voter suppression in terms of one of the main ones, right? Intimidation tactics. Number 2, delaying tactics, right? Number 3, buying of votes. And all of these combination and factors, right, combine, right, to what we call voters suppression.
Yes.
So when Mr. Hilton stated that, the Big Mama Subtitle, right, want to say that Mr. Hilton, right, was totally going contrary to what Cafe and what other election observers outside of Jamaica are saying, that Jamaica general election, right, runs on integrity. Everybody knows that a lie.
Him too stink, man.
Right, so we're going to deal with them now.
Yes, man.
Let us show them the evidence as if they don't see it. Now, before you show it, Wayne, let me say something. Where Cafe maintain a confined area that limited to their observation, because Cafe doesn't know what transpired a day prior to, 2 days prior to, 3 days prior to, and in general, Cafe doesn't observe, right, the course of action JLP took to win the election during the campaign. Cafe doesn't also observe, right, as it relates to the utilization of taxpayers' money, where the $1.4 billion used to buy decommission and bus, and that money diverted into the campaign. Cafe and those international observers haven't seen that. So now we are showing now on the Titans, you understand, what Cafe need to look at and what the outside observers need to look at, where Wayne is going to play some of those clips. And we want to ask Big Mama, and we want to ask Mr. Subtitle, if he had not seen these incidents, you understand, all over social media. So we show them some.
All right. So I'm going to go to Miranda
did not
first.
have a fair chance at winning
Move.
because obviously I was up against a person who has significant government resource and is a two-term member of parliament. So he would have cemented himself significantly in the constituency. But with all things being equal, I felt I would have had a great chance. But when you look at many of the resource challenges happening in the constituency on that day, you now recognize that you were placed, in a very difficult position to win. When many of your zones you saw where your voter turnout is not what it used to be, what could cause this, and it exists. Voter suppression is it is not the same as voter buying because people are aware of voter buying. Many political parties have been accused of buying votes, but when you think about voter suppression, that's a whole different kettle of ball. It exists, but it was significantly identified in my strong PNP zones. And those zones you saw where people already had ink on their fingers
and they
did not vote.
So Wayne,
And
did Cafe see this?
No, Miranda.
Outside observers, election observers, did they see this?
No.
Okay, play on with.
And this won't be new to any Jamaican. It's just that it's more blatant. It's more blatant now. Fingers dipped. The process is that when you go into the polling station, the lamp is used over your 10 fingers to identify whether or not you have voted already. No, the challenge with that is that it prevents you from voting again. But the name has not voted, but the fingers have been dipped. So you still can't vote.
And it's not just use the lamp because I don't recall seeing any lamp where I voted.
So I'm gonna make you come back, Byron, but in a fair constituency, the word fly green. Remember me I talked to a lady, me have a right as a fair in-law, fair family member. 70,000 she pick up in a Byron. So me have to because the youth leave from solid waste go pay the money, So I call him there. So they depend on me I said video it, but them couldn't get the video it. So them just give me a different name,
Yes.
If no mind them I pay $70,000 for the vote, 70,000, And fly down so I give it 20, and I know people will get it better.
Yes.
See? So this is about no, it not happen, it happen. Yeah, people like this, when them get them 20, them show it. Let me show you what we are talking. So them call them 20 in front of your face, in a them green. Right? Look. This is in a John Cutter Kid place. All right, this a John Cutter Kid. I'm gonna move that one, yeah. This is a talk about box. This is a John Cutter Kid when they lose. I'm gonna put up the one where them have the Chris money. The Chris money.
Man, play all of them, man, because we want to see if Cafe see these things. Right? We want to see if the outside observers have seen these things. So we are playing now for them see it.
Yeah, I'm going to play the by vote, JLP by vote. Yeah, I'm going to play all of them. I'm going to draw up in the world. Because we have a ton of them, We have a ton of them. So I'm going to go by vote. By vote. Yeah. All right. So we have a ton of them. I'm going to start playing them, yeah. All right. See the one don't matter who. See one don't matter who. I'll pay a ton of them. Let me get a ton of them.
PNP and we see it fully. We never switch. When me lose, we never switch. But me there, if you talk about my PNP friends them, a couple weeks ago, me soon in a Andre Harton shirt. You know, I want a piece of salary. Me soon in a Andre shirt. But yesterday, when Malawi come cross and they issued $15,000 My same PNP friends them. They take it here for $15,000. $15,000 waste a day time for a roadside.
Index.
15 grand where we buy things to drink a roadside a morning time. 15 grand for one of them little cheap boot they don't have beer. And that you no sell out for. But this man I buy one AC for $150,000. I couldn't go no money. If I really know so I go sell out and dream, I don't go no money for that. I'm not no ambition.
And them do it and put it up. Them do it and put them up. Joshua 20 grand and she no business. I story that she have vote for. She called them, 4 of them, right? That's okay. It done, right? It done. I carry them, I show them so. Them, hey, I want thinking about that.
Yes.
When them get money, them both with it and them are going to video it.
Yes.
Them are video it on this party and them thinking I show you, so them get money, some cost, some no cost. But them show them money. Continue to buy vote. Buy a vote. You see how them line up, I get the vote, you know, brother. I buy the vote, you know. Because them no business neither, you know. Them don't care. See?
The winner had already been paid for.
All right, I'm move that. That's why I'm going to the thing there, the buy vote. The buy vote farm. And then me show them buy vote. Buy vote, JLP, buy vote, JLP. Buy vote. JLP, let me say buy vote 2 like JLP. 20 grand JLP in Portland. All right, let me see this. In Portland election. All right, let me see that one here.
I can't believe so you say Peasy and Janet them.
See them up here feet there?
Oh, they just turn Labour so.
Bloody! See that? See my character, look.
Yeah. Signing for the money, very patient. Seymour! I have it on camera. I have this on camera. I'm boat line right here. So sign in for and walking away with it. I have everything on camera. I'm going to send it to your phone right now. Yeah, right in front of me. The boy just signed for and some date on camera. Are you see how blatant it is? Alright, the phone are dead. See if you can get something for me on the camera. They're going to send this to battery now.
But these are them can't deny. Now I can't in a play some more. I don't think them can't deny, you know. This is how them practice up front. This is how we make the injuries and the woman in something. I'm a matter of fact, hear what I want to say. Hear what I want to say. Let me show you something. This is a JLP MP, right? Let me play what Ochi say first. Hear this. Hear this. You can't tell me, you know, because them always video.
Many of you would have been seeing a demonstration that went on in Northwest St. Elizabeth. I don't want to go further into it, but I want you to understand, for every election that we have had the people coming out and demonstrating against me. And every election, I have won by a bigger majority. I told the area council a couple of weeks ago that the demonstration was coming because I call it the pre-election demonstration because we know it's coming. And I won't get into the sort of people who were there. But some of them, you help them once, you help them twice, and the time you don't help them, then turn around cuss you. One of them has sent on farm work. And after 3 weeks, the man come back home, said the work too tough. He can't manage it. And then he now want the MP to support him. Another one you see in the picture, him admit that him got 50 chicken and 5 bag of feed from me. But I never give him the black drum.
Okay. Yeah, the black drum.
So you understand the people that I deal with in my constituency. So no matter what happened, they have become good. The rest of them who were there get $5,000 and a box lunch.
Me don't talk, you know. Because when I done it, but I give them more MP this, that was one of the MP, that you know the one who thief the land this. So I could have show them and it happen, them record them. See our next MP, yeah, things should win back. Listen this.
Currency of the people stick up to blood at the conference.
Currency, yeah.
Currency said nobody never jump off of this bus, panning that bus for lunch money. Nobody can collect nobody lunch money.
Buy crowd, buy
everybody have to collect their own money. So she assured definitely say, yo, nothing no bandul, no ratting can go on, nothing can go on. You ever see man deal with all this ratting no go on, man? How comfortable is go on? Eh? In a heavy MP, man go to one tunnel and get one good thing different. This MP come to blood like everything.
People are listen all them people, them JP people live, man. That's why the country stays so, you know. But yeah, the money was she talk about what she was one them. Listen.
Everything personal, brother. Nothing can rat. Not even a dollar. So no man no come and say, yo, the man go and piss to give me money. He have to do the present to get him money. No man can jump off of this bus and jump on a bus to go collect again neither. Not like that, he said. Can't send any text though.
Yes, Pego. I'm very happy that you have been seeing the messages in the groups. And I'm very serious about that. Nothing is wrong with having a very fair system. Any man who wants something extra, or if he's in a problem, him can always come, like you have come, and many others have come, and they may put a case. But when we have hundreds of people going to conference, we can't have a situation where one man collect 5 lunch money. And at the end of conference, you have some supporters who dead for hungry, and even a buckle of water, them no get. In the same way, with the Christmas work, I have so many laborites today who tell me thanks. Because them used to people going in their envelope and take out what them feel like, take out it. But now when them open up their envelope and some of them see them $4,000 and they $5,000, the first year when I change it up, people call and ask if them to give back 1,000 to somebody.
Brother, 4,000 and 5,000, you know. And them have actually give back 1,000.
Because they use the people that scam them. So you see the system that I want to run, this MP want to run, I'm not going to run any system where one laborite rob another laborite or scam another laborite. I run a system where if I have somebody in a situation and they need extra help, come ask for the extra help. But don't take $1 from another laborite. Yes.
So the MPI is not about Jamaica after you done, you know. It's about laborite and a system. So them put up, not for them even. You remember, I play a query to you, know, brother. Because I said, I play some of them. I'm going to teach them something tonight. Say, everything with them do, I buy. Him say, him did expect people to vote for him by run, but you take your money and never vote. You understand? So this is how them live.
So I admit, that is the system that I'm running. One that is fair and one that is organized. Not one where some laborite are dead for hungry and some laborite belly full.
Yeah, this. 4 and 5 grand that way, no better. I'm going to give 2 more. I'm going to give vals them. Look on that one here. See a black tank for them give it. Look on that one here. Over Vard's place. Look on this.
Honestly, I'm not video. See that? Send me a video. Yeah, see that? I'm not video. I'm not send me a video. I'm not video. See that? I'm not video. None. You don't know where me are on my phone. See that? No, I'm not video. See that? I haven't seen them video. Because I'm a video. See that? My video. Video. Honestly, I'm not video. See that? Send me a video. Yeah, see that? I'm not video. I'm not send me a video. I'm not video. See that? I'm not video. None. You don't know where me are on my phone. See that? No, I'm not video. See that? I haven't seen them video. Because I'm a video. See that? My video.
Buy food. Okay, see each other part this. Yeah. So people them say what come out. This is why I get all that. Don't say the kebab get a ready? And then them cost. This a vans them do this, you know. Okay, this is a film van, right? This is a film van. So when you get to vote and you want some vote, we want to show you one more of them vote there. Because we have them. We have them. You see the youth them I go through and I collect them money by one. All right. Look here. Look on them chicken. This is the next by vote. Them do it in all kind of No, remember the people, if you do something for the era East Pole and you don't lose, but you do something for the labor right them, all who don't raise farm and not they make sure them have to dedicate for vote. So you get a 2 bag of feed and you get a 25 chicken. All these are wrong thing in a Byron. In an election.
Labor. Labor, I give it to you. Copy the big name.
It's not about the people in Jamaica. It's not about everybody in the place.
Wide range of currency, chemicals products, from eating.
We're at Molly Oval, where rather has put on an agriculture.
So I'd rather get things that never say show and a show finger, brother. Our government, oh, this is our money. So why you not do this as an MP? You must get voted out. You see, that's what
here. We have a booth here where we are giving out fertilizer and chicken feed to our farmers, registered farmers. Thanks to everyone for coming out and making this a wonderful day. Everybody is learning something and seeing all the things that are happening. I'm so surprised to see that you can cook pumpkin leaves just like how you cook callaloo. Farming is what raised me. So farmers have a special place in my heart. It was a wonderful day. And once again, my East Portland family and a lot from West, thank you for coming out today and making today a wonderful day.
So how pay this them do? Remember government money, not taxpayers money, rather. Right? But rather money turn shower labor right. Them they do it with the black tank up here, so. Them do it just some Misuse, one is in town. I see this now. That is she. I want ya 20,000. I see that one ya. I see that one ya get 20,000.
See this off in blood, clot give me bush give piggy. Make sure they give me 20,000 is my niece. I'm Anglia. I'm Anglia for the live. Winston data.
Look here.
I want a robber. I shot the supervisor for the bus. I'm not free. My mom couldn't get up for free. Look at bush, Denisha. Go along a bush and come. What? Hey, sorry then. Let me get my envelope here. Let me get my envelope. Anybody else want go on. I'm not certain sure. I'm not clear envelope here. Nobody can't take me to my house without money. And I run certain joke.
Yeah, bye.
Never pay. Show me team! Show a labor right!
And them do it and put them up. So who already deny them? We have them nothing now. We have them now. If one of them go tell TVJ, say, if you vote for Mr. Wanya, vote for chicken. If you vote for well, you know, say you're good. Then put all them face pan bun.
You're not taking that. Them could even come and come call your name about that. We don't have them something there. When PMP I give people think PMP now have no time for go spend how much $1 million for waste. For put a logo upon the bun them for give people for go make the people them for get special bun. By the time election for run again and your man shit out that.
When I get them, I'm tell them off by one because when we show them, we have TVJ news, when one says she get a bag of chicken 3 bag, and then PMP come by her 4, she can vote for them. Extra, she don't look PMP extra, and PMP now by her, you know. She said she get 3 from Labour, so she will vote. So if you give them 4, she will vote for PMP. That's bad over there.
Well, yeah, what happened? After few clips, we have all gotten the message. But if we put certain things in context, and this is where the context comes in, and the question that I'm going to ask. Now, when it comes to taxpayers' money, I want to know where if them have a set of taxpayers' money marked GLP and a set of taxpayers' money marked PNP. Because the behavior in terms of some MP, right, were trying to segregate, you understand, the Jamaican population in terms of GLP supporters and PNP supporters. Now, when you finish your campaign, right, and during your campaign, I want to speak to some, I want to speak to the politics in general. That when you campaign as a member of parliament, do you campaign on the interest to only assist JLP? Or when the PNP campaign, does the PNP campaign on the interest of only assisting PNP supporters? Now, where am I going? If you have any MP that have that ideology, which, based on what I'm seeing, many of these Jamaica Labour Party members of parliament, this is the philosophy that they have. Right? When they are campaigning, it's about GLP supporters. When they are giving out anything, it's about GLP supporters. If they have to give the community water, they find where the GLP live.
Sorry. See, is the next one at Portland? Sorry, my brother. You see him behind the screen? I just say I pay money. Look. You know what they just talk with the car, man. I'm going to give them a next one. I'm going to start over the place. Let me video. Up there. Yeah, they're going behind it there. Hey, them there, you know about that. It's in Portland.
Yeah.
So what them doing about Byron? So when them pay the money, what's money you do just back off and go and next part that you can't video. You can't stand up front of them, you know. Them go. But them not run neither when you have video, you know, them the business neither, you know. Them think it, I know some police should see these and lock them up.
Well, this is what you're saying in terms of the politics where the JP administration is concerned. And going back to the argument that Big Mama Subtilet tried to propose.
Yes.
That Cafe and other election observers outside of Jamaica speak about the election, that this general election, based on integrity, which is far away from the truth.
Them no lie.
And while we have these evidence, to show, they are the truth be told, as it relates to the way how this Jamaica Labour Party administered, and that is one of the reasons why they can't pass no form of solid policies that serve the country. So they come up with PR that serve to their base, and they try to maintain their base and preserve their base. You understand? With the ghetto politics. Now, this is what I am saying. When you pass policy, the policy must definitely serve as a collective benefit, not an individual benefit. So then when Michael Manley passed policies like the NHT program, does it serve only PNP supporters? No. It serves Jamaican. It serves Jamaican. And so then, this is the thing now with Andrew Holness. When we said Andrew Holness need to show us one policy position that serve the entire Jamaica collectively. And why are we wonder why Anne-Marie Vaz lose in East Portland? That Vaz should have lost. And the reason why Anne-Marie Vaz lost the election because of the individualistic approach in her political performance, appealing to only GLP supporters. And if she believes that if you are a PNP or that community, belongs to PNP and they're supporting PNP, her politics is not try to create what we call equilibrium. Simple means that each should try to balance her political talent so that it can also reach, you understand, PNP supporters, because collectively we are Jamaicans. So her type of politics is what we call the myopic politics. Small brain, only seen through a small, minute window. She can't see beyond the horizon or within the horizon. She's limited in talent and in view. And so then, many of these politicians, from Oceanson, come straight down to Anne-Marie Vaz, Darrell Vaz, They couldn't win their politics if the community was educated. See where I'm going? If the community was, and that is one of the reasons why the Jamaica Labour Party love when their supporters are not educated. Because they can twist the mind of the voters, they can trick them, and they can utilize what we call the Bustamante syndrome. Selfish is better than education. Because they know very well that if they have to deal with some educated people, they wouldn't be voted for because of their system of politics. As a result of them lacking the capacity, the tenacity, and the ability to create programs. So when we say, all right, you couldn't be comparing an Isaac Buchanan to an Anne-Marie Vaz. Why we couldn't do that? We couldn't do that based on the principle when we talk about collective benefit, right, in terms of Anne-Marie Vaz participated in the parliament in terms of dealing with certain bills. Anne-Marie Vaz doesn't have the ability, the capacity to argue some of these bills, to say that if there are areas in the bill that doesn't support, right, the objective of what the bill tried to support, Anne-Marie Vaz doesn't have the ability to identify that. Now, you put Isaac Buchanan in that space. Isaac Buchanan has the ability, not only that Isaac Buchanan has the ability, Isaac Buchanan took them to the Privy Council and have taught them a lesson. So where you have a KC lawyer like Tom Tavares, Finson, fail. Isaac Buchanan, with his critical thinking skills, his knowledge, his expertise, right, had done better than what Tom Tavares would have done. Now, let us put that in our politics. So then it goes to show you that Isaac Buchanan can go into our parliament, right, and he can represent us well in terms of dealing with those bills, right, make adjustment to those bills for those bills to appease the wider population, right? So the system of politics that the Jamaica Labour Party is practicing needs to change. And so then that is one of the reasons why, if you look on the Tivoli Gardens community, you have seen the same pattern of behavior playing out in the Tivoli Gardens community. Years of support. Let us look at the Tivoli Gardens community and look at Oceanson constituency. You will see some similarities between Oceanson constituency and Tivoli Gardens community. These are the similarities. One, Oceanson can continue for years upon years, right? Term after term, right? Give them food, full them belly, give them few farmer cards, and to Hutchinson, that is good to keep the base. To Hutchinson, that is good to keep him in power. So Hutchinson now realize that I don't have to work. I don't have to fix the road. I don't have to deliver water. I don't have to push education, you understand, to uplift the community. All I need to do is to utilize Bustamante syndrome. Because, yes, they will talk now and they will curse me now, and he's spoken. But when it comes to that time, all I need to do is to give them some food, give them a $5,000, give them a box food, and yes, me secure my vote. Me don't have to do nothing. And it goes on for years upon years upon years, and Hutchinson survived being in parliament as a result of a community that lacks education. And that is one of the reasons why Hutchinson survived. It is the very same thing in Tivoli. If they had heard the documentary, what Siaga had said about Tivoli, Siaga said, you don't have to give them much. Give them a little so that they know that they still need you when you need them. That is what Siaga said. You know?
Yes, yes.
Siaga said, you don't have to give them the adequate, what they really need, but give them a little so that they understand when the little run out, they need you. And that system of politics, right, prevailed, permeated through the length and breadth of the Jamaica Labour Party base. Now, when I look, let me prove based on statistics now. Between 2020 to 2025, the PNP had garnered, as a result of their policy position, a result of the PNP mandate, as a result of the organizational skills of Mark Golding, not only limit himself to a party base, but extend his horizon, his vision through Jamaica to appeal to Jamaicans as opposed to appeal to a base. So then Mark Golding win the hearts and in total amount of 97,000 people that voted for Mark Golding between the period 20 to 2020 to 2025. Let us go and more evidence. How did GLP carry through in terms of their system of politics? Was only able to garner 5,000. So you put that now to the political strategy and ask why the PNP had beaten the GLP in terms of generating the amount of voters by the ratio of 19-1. So when you look on that basis of how the People's National Party based on their mandate, based on their history of politics, right? This is the reason why you have that sort of result coming out. And so then the naysayers will deny it to say that, okay, this is voters' apathy. But we alone, some melting pot and pinks and I beg to differ that the people had turned out. But what transpired? Intimidation tactics, delayed tactics. Have we not seen the video of Juliet Holness after voted at her PD, went to another PD, causing turmoil? Haven't we seen the situation with Andrew Holness send police to slow up a process and intimidate the process? So when you look at these things, the PSOJ, they know that that happened. Big Mama and his team, they know that that happened. And so then I find it ludicrous, so ironic, that Big Mama subtitled would have asked a question like what he asked, and in context, saying that Hilton was lying and tried to mislead Jamaica, where it was him who tried to mislead Jamaica based on the series of clips that Wayne just displayed. So we send it out to the world. Are we lying? Is Mr. Hilton lying? There are several factors that cause PNP not gaining the governance. And these factors tied up as it relates to voters' suppression and the mechanism of voters' suppression, the various factors, vote buying, intimidation, delaying tactics, and you name it. When you have ink to your finger, I am going to ask a question. How did that ink
reach there?
Of the electoral office?
Brown, Gospel, Brown and them crew, criminal crew.
So you are going to say, okay, all right, Brown, Gospel Brown doesn't aware of the ink that's supposed to be in keeping escape his office. He doesn't aware of that. You tell me, Jamaican people. You tell me when you look at all these factors, all these evidence. I cannot blame my Jamaican people because they came out.
True.
And they voted.
True.
So they don't come round here and tell me about voters apathy. Because we're pretty much near, well in reach, within the mid-50s. Because when you look at Mark Golden performance, dragging 97,000 voters, how can you call that voters apathy?
But Byron, we don't, we hear Dr. Campbell say him in a line, him at the third in line, and him did it from 7 to 7, and it take him 10 minutes to 8 for third in line. How that can be?
Delay
One
tactics.
and me, 2 front of me.
Delay tactics.
1 hour for vote.
When you have people, when you have people in the line will stay longer than that.
5 hours them take for vote. It never happened last year.
Well, there we go.
So Byron, let me say something to you. Make our crunch numbers. You have over 700 polling stations. 7,000. Right? I'm gonna put it up. When yesterday, we're going to tell you over 7,000, right? If 10 in our line leave, each of them, if 10 leave, I have over 7,000 odd. Where 10 equal over 10, I have over 7,000, and 10 out of each line leave. How much that equal to? 70,000?
Exactly.
70,000.
People are winning with 20 vote. People win with 100 and something vote. So 70,000 make a difference. And by the way, that's what I just call Adam and Markie G. Because this guy not get nothing. Yeah? If wife use police and stop the vote, you know how them catch it? Identify the people, them use the eye, and them see the people and them can't see. Nobody now thinks that Andrew stoop so low, but him low. So the police them help him with this and him go there, go stop it. Even I'm one constituency where I'm supposed to be safe, him not supposed to go there, you know. Because you're safe. That for sure him that worry, him not safe, so him call police and lock it down for more than 2 hours.
Exactly. Voter suppression.
Lock it down, and you not get back the time. Him lose
So
his
you tell me.
Lose him seat, brother. Continue, brother. Him lose him seat.
When you have the Prime Minister himself engaged in a behavior like that, stop a voting process, right, for more than 2 hours. And as we had said, they have not gotten back the time, right? And 5 p.m., right, persons who lined up, we witnessed that, right? They did not get to vote, right? And so then what you call these things? I want to ask, you know, I really want to ask the question, right? For all these clips that you are playing all over social media, NNN doesn't see it. No one from NNN doesn't see that. Eh? And then you create your foolful question. If you attack Mark Golden,
I tried to divide.
You're crazy.
Yes.
Right? Crazy. Yeah. And so then from that nonsensical approach, right, you can understand why they are behaving like that, because they themselves have been eating out of the trough.
Yes.
Relating to what Melting Pot previously said, that Big Mama, right, owed $1 billion that they didn't pay. And that's a different conversation, you know. Because what people don't realize, that Nigel Clark run well for budget, where he created a budget shortfall. When that did not fix.
Did not fix, I know.
The budget shortfall did not fix. No. But when, I could tell them what caused the budget shortfall. The budget shortfall, you understand, created as a result of failure in collecting corporate taxes.
Yes.
Right, the billions of dollars owed to the government
Including
as a
Big
result
Mama.
of not collecting corporate taxes.
Including Big Mama one.
So that is one of the reasons why PSOJ, right, under no circumstances wanted a Mark Golding to win. Because this government allowed them to rob the country's revenues, to rob the country's tax dollars, so that they can rob the country tax dollars and create what we call budget shortfall. All of the corporate taxes that plan in the budget to be collected cannot be collected because guess what? They owe the tax and the government allowed them to do it. And Andrew Holness himself robbing the tax from the government.
True.
And I yield back.
And I'll come in. But Byron, before you leave, just we'll couple it up with the next thing. Last year election, the by-election, BUY election, and a BY, no, BUY, buy cash, by-election.
Yes.
And that by-election, you see when them talk about the give back, the 20,000 give back to whoever, that couple it up. Remember, you know, you're short of money already, short for that. And then you still take out money and you do this. The same way they brought the government now. The 1 billion the Prenel Charles, Andrew talk about solidarity. I feel buy vote, brother. Yeah. 49 of them, him take it and him, that's why the girl can count the 20,000. These are buy vote money. Let me tell you something. If a government look at you, me, Prince Q, a melting pot, and give us $20,000 one time, and say that I do something for you, you make a bad mistake. It have to sustain to do something for us. And by the way, if you can get $20,000 no mean nothing to nobody. So it can't do nothing for you really. It can't pay your light bill, can't pay your water rate and buy food and send them go to school. Impossible. Right? So this was a buy vote thing. He might look 50,000 people for pay and buy vote. Andrew Holness is a big load of shit. Yes, Pink Skew.
Come in, Pink Skew.
Pink Skew.
Yes, Wayne. We all know that this election is stolen. And for those who don't know, the Jamaican Labour Party has been divided not only by the traditional them voting against Andrew, that 21 vote against Andrew, and him eventually vote for himself, but actually some years ago, 21 of them actually had a meeting at Stony Hill and they chose another leader and was going to give him the no confidence vote. Now, Andrew Holness right now is the first CARICOM leader that is under investigation by his country. First head of the CARICOM under investigation. So that is history. So if this guy wants to talk about history, let us look at the history of the CARICOM and the heads of the CARICOM. No other head of CARICOM has ever been under investigation. Like how Andrew is still going under investigation. With Miranda's constituency against Lord Green, I remember some months ago, there was a day when she had like a walkthrough or something in her constituency for herself, scheduled for that day. And the same day, Lord Green was issuing farm cards for people who travel overseas to Canada and other countries. You know, that was not the time to issue farm cards. So they were making promises again, and it's always a trick they use every time to farm cards, because most of the people who they put on these programs are not literate enough to understand that all they can do is state your name down in a book, and they can't guarantee that you will get the farm card at the end of the day. Mark Jefferson Golden, he's teaching us as a nation we have a culture of bribery and corruption. And what Mark has been trying to teach us since he became leader of the PNP is to turn another leaf, start a new chapter. We can repent be baptized in the Holy Spirit and everything like that, and change our corrupt ways. What Mark is trying to do is show us as an honest politician that he wants to win honestly. So some people are beating on our mark, not fighting harder in the courts over the votes where the seats are in doubt still. But I am one person who supports Mark Jefferson Golden in making the decision to step back, do not waste any time on going to court with these overvotes when most of the persons where the dogs are in these seats, those persons are probably on the list of, or suspectedly on the list of the IC report investigation. There's a bigger fish to fry. There's a bigger court case coming up to some of them. Let us focus on the bigger picture and not be so nearsighted. Now, when we look at and as a society, we have to learn. It's going to take us probably 2 or 3 generations to move from a corrupt culture that we have here in Jamaica to a culture of being honest. And if we have a good, strong, foresight leader like Mark, it can be done. All those trips you played with, it basically shows and prove that and enforce the fact that Jamaica Labour Party is a mafia because all that you see there is organized crime. They organize to have the vehicle there. They know who to go and call and who to pay the money to because could never come to any of us here and give us $20,000. They could never come to any of us here and give us $70,000 or even $100,000 because we know what good money is. And what they do, they focus on the base of people who will take $20,000 and these little money, and they think it's money because these people do not know the value of their vote and how impactful their one vote can be to turn the nation from a corrupt government to an honest government. When you think of how much was spent for each constituency in this election, I was given a figure of $22 million. So $22 million per constituency on the GLP side, spent buying votes and doing everything to corrupt their votes to their side. And I would like to ask Jamaica, calculate 22 million times 63 and tell me how much money was spent. And as Uncle Byron said, at the end of the day, the rate of inflation in the near future will have to pay back that money. So do not be surprised by next week when you go and you see a pound of sugar for $500 and a bread for $2,000 and a gallon of gas for $1,000. Do not be surprised by the end of this month the prices of things will start rising rapidly. Now, I would like to ask my Jamaicans who collected their little money to go on these vote buying, who collected. I'm speaking now to the Jamaicans who collected on their end the 50, the 20, or whatever money that you collected. After you spend money on your hair, your bleaching cream, your nails, and your clothes, and your lunch for the day, how much money did you make at the end of the day for that money that you collected? Do the math. I just want you to do the math. Because I saw a clip there with a girl with her eyelash. She's obviously bleaching, her hair done, nails done, and she's bragging about how much money. Does that make any sense? Now, when you look at the habits of a sheep, sheep are nearsighted animals. They need the other sheep beside them to lead them. And this is what the Jamaica Labour Party supporters are like. They're like sheep, very nearsighted. And they cannot understand, and they will never understand that Andrew is a Judas goat. A Judas goat is an animal, a goat that lives with the sheep until the day of butchering. He will calmly lead the entire flock of sheep to the butcher because that's his job. These members of parliament remind me of the absentee masters that we used to have on our plantations back here in Jamaica when we have plantations here. The way they think, the way they treat, and the way they treat our Jamaicans. They have no value, they have no disregard, they want to keep you hungry, as Siaka said, they want to keep you unwell, as what Christopher Tufton is doing constantly. And they want to keep you uneducated, like what Roy Reid has been doing and has done, Favor Williams, all of them that take over the Ministry of Education. What they want to do is keep us uneducated. When you look now and on the numbers of them over there as GLP members of parliament, how many of them has ever sat take these subjects and passed them? Jamaicans, look at the people you vote for. Can these persons go overseas and represent you anywhere at all in the world? Seriously, can they go up on any international stage and present a speech and represent Jamaica efficiently? No, most of them cannot. Most of them can barely read and write. And these are the people who are being paid more than civil servants. These are the people who are determined civil servants pay, while civil servants are required to have their education and their training up to par. And our teachers have been pressured more than so over the past 5 years to have licenses and to have this and to have that and to upgrade this and still cannot collect the pay. What is happening in Jamaica right now? Most civil servants train here, and about 50% of them migrate from police officers, teachers, nurses, firemen, and they go overseas because the pay is bigger and the pay is better and the packages that they get overseas is much better. What we want in the future is a Jamaica that trains civil servants. Our civil servants stay here. We would like to cut the brain drain in Jamaica. We want to go skilled people here to build our buildings. You remember years ago, Andrew said there was no skilled workers in Jamaica? Obviously, obviously he has not been walking around Jamaica and he has been lying to us about this. Yet, let us look in your constituency and ask this question. Why is a heart training center in your community closed? If there are no skilled workers here, why are some heart centers closed? Why are some community centers closed? Does that make any sense? Community centers and heart centers are supposed to help the people in the community to gain skills that they can earn money, whether they're employed by someone else or whether they make or start their own business. And when you see this Andrew Holness, the squatter in the Prime Minister office, and the squatter in as the CARICOM head, because to me, Mark Jefferson Golden is my Prime Minister, and for me, Mark Jefferson Golden is the head of the CARICOM, because, as I said before, I want to see which other country leader is going to be here when Andrew is sworn back as Prime Minister of this country. And I yield the floor to someone else.
Yes, yes. Melting pot.
Yes, my brother. You know, Pink Stew just make a very good point, as it relates to how many money was spent in each constituency. And if I use that number of 22 million and multiply times 63 constituency. You know, when shock and hear the number where I come up with. I get 1,386,000,000, which is just 14 million short of the 1.4 billion where them take for the school bus. So it look like the 1.4 billion really circulate throughout the 63 constituency. So it's on 14.
Thank you.
It's on 14.
Thank you. That's my point I was trying to make. Yes, man, that's the point I was trying to make. But I wanted them to calculate it and see that it's lined up exactly with the bus money.
It's the bus money. It's on 14 million by the 100 bus. Where I talk about, but them say them buy, well, we still don't know about 100. But this calculated figure drop right with the 1.4 billion there. We just come out of the budget just before the election. You understand? And another money where them take, where them say have a solidarity fund. This was a blatant, high level corruption orchestrated by the master of criminality, Andrew Holness, and his cronies. And Byron rightly said, Jamaican are going to feel it in the coming weeks, months and years. Because this gap in the budget has to be filled. Andrew has to find back the money to put back there to continue the social development program and to keep the economy afloat. This is a crisis waiting to happen. This is a man-made catastrophe that is orchestrated and created by the Jamaica Labour Party and its hierarchies. And so Jamaica, you have to prepare for the dark days ahead, the dark months ahead, the dark years ahead. Right? It is coming. It is forecast like a hurricane. We are tracking the motion and the movements of this because I expected this man to come out and make a press conference, and talk to the nation. But he has been silent over a week now. He and his counterpart because they're ashamed of the outcome of what happened on election day, September the 3rd, 2025. So they are behind the curtains and behind the walls. They're hiding from the public view. They're gone into obscurity because they know that guilt is hanging all over their head. And so I am asking the Prime Minister, the so-called Prime Minister, the lie minister, the corrupt man where I lead the country, please do not double down on your promise to the minimum wage earners. Your promise of 100% increase. Yeah, you have to carry that through. Because I want to see how you're going to generate such a high percentage of income to those people. Because whoever is employing these people who have the money to double their wages, and it's not coming from the government cabinet. So that promise is another false promise that you're going to fail on. You cannot carry that through. But I want my Jamaican people to know, that what is happening in Jamaica now is a result of lack of education. And Byron rightfully touched on it. Yeah? The Jamaica Labour Party has not prioritized education in our country. As a matter of fact, they have destroyed education. We see where one man takes 50 million, still at large, still enjoying life as if nothing went on. We know about Flavor Williams and the impact that she have on the education system based on what she took from it as well. And we know everything that goes on because there is not one out of the 49 GLP member advocate for a school to be built in their constituency. This is why, as a result of that, Andrew did not build any school over 9 years. None of them advocate for that. They didn't lobby for a school. They didn't see the need for a school. Because by commissioning a school, you are trying to uplift education standard. This is why they don't pay the teachers. They want them to leave. They want to have reason why, the society is backward in its educational thought process. They want to blame it on lack of teachers when it's lack of expenditure from the government. The teachers want their job. That's why they're trained to become teachers. They like their profession. But if they're not being rewarded, then they're going to seek greener pastures. So it's a culminating factor that Andrew Holness and his hierarchies carefully orchestrated and rolled out as a program. Right? They want to kill off the Jamaican citizen because they see it as a burden to create an economy to look after the 2.8 million people. So if you take away the profession from the medical side of things, then people is going to die for want of medical. So this is a strategy that they are using. These people are some people that cannot be trusted. Under no circumstance, they can't be trusted. We have never seen under any other administration where the police force went on a rampage across society in the first 6 months
Pat.
of 2025.
And Pat, now cut you, but you just said something about the JLP and the dunceness, right? You just talk about the education. No, we have to gear this, we have to play this before you continue, because them really don't sit you. So I could just point this out to the people when you continue, because you touch it for a while. Watch it. I'm gonna move this. Charles Davis are the #1 dunce blogger, JLP dunce blogger. Yeah? All right. I'm gonna play it back. And the dunces blogger then now. Dunces blogger. Yes? Yes. Charles Davis are the #1 dunce blogger, JLP dunce blogger. Yeah? Big Mama, second place in a JLP dunce blogger. The list of dunce blogger where them have. Yeah? Third place, a Wartag of the list of dunce blogger. Fourth place, a Fish Headless and Sperm Whale Waste from Sperm Whale Bank. Yes? Yes. Then the fifth place, it belongs to the one with 2 names, the oral sitting. Yes, we always yes. Oral hygiene, the one with 2 names, 2 surname, 2 man name. And then the rest of dunce blogger them come with them. Yes. So everybody don't have to get this. See the rest of dunce blogger come with them. Right? We have to make sure we have this, We make sure TikTok it up. Yes, brother. Because them want to come size up, them can't size up around here. Them, they are the dunce. The dunces one are the one when them Charles Davis. Then Big Mama after him. Them they are blogger, Them they have not to do journalism.
No.
Dunce and propagandists. JLP propagandists and dunce bloggers. Continue, brother.
Yeah, man, and you're right in highlighting these pieces of garbage, these shits. Yeah, yes. That we see, continue to perpetrate, the media fraternity. God, them not really belongs in that capacity. I don't even want to even use the term bloggers. They are propagandists.
And the social media bloggers.
Well, you understand?
We are journalists.
Them are not journalists. And them are not bloggers either. Them are propagandists. Them are propagandists. You understand? Them are propagandists. You understand? Because them blatant, Yeah? And I like them, I make mistake with what them are saying. Them create the whole thing to come talk to people. So them are propagandists, man. Them are shit.
Yes.
You understand? And remember, who fund that organization? Andrew Holness.
Yes.
Him fund it. These people don't work like, you see them are working, without incentive behind it, This is why Big Mama get 10 write-off and still owe 1.4 billion. And many more. corporate business entity get the same mileage like what Big Mama get. Yeah. This is why there's so much outstanding taxes in arrears that should be running the country. And this is why I'm calling on my diaspora again. I'm reminding you all, cut down on the money that you're sending into Jamaica. This government must find itself having a task of maintaining people's life in the country rather than relying on the diaspora, 3 point odd, sometimes 4 billion in foreign exchange. They are taking this thing as something for granted. They are not looking at it as something that, you know, is there to uplift Jamaica and should be widely used to uplift the people in the country. And Sir Byron, you know, rightfully touched on some point. These myopic views where them have, we cannot keep that no more. It must be a wider scope. You're viewing.
Exactly.
Everything must be for the beneficial of the 2.8 million people in Jamaica. It cannot be for a pocket of people calling themselves labor right. No, the country don't belong to labor right. The country belongs to Jamaicans. You understand? Jamaicans national. That's how I know it's supposed to be. So taxpayers' money, yeah, it comes from everybody. Whether you pay general consumption tax, or you pay PAYE, pay as you earn, or you know, you have the special consumption tax, like the one who come for your fuel, you all contribute. So that pool of money must benefit everybody. What the Labour Party has been doing is marginalizing a certain section of the population to literally nothing. When you have a guy like Warmington, I go say, him rather piss in the hose, or them have to piss in the hose to get water. That is out of order. And that alone should disqualify him from being a member of parliament. There are several things that is wrong from over the Labour Party side. We know we have more than 10 of them participating in the general election that are under investigation. That in normal circumstance, anywhere in the world, they wouldn't even run. As a matter of fact, them name would have been public. It would have been made public, it would be private. You can't have people serving in high authority office that are under investigation, but there's a hush as to their identification because gag order. You can't put a gag order upon the Integrity Commission. That is telling the wider population at large that something is wrong. Why you want to cover up the mouth of the Integrity Commission? Why you don't want them to speak out on who are involved in corruption and identify them? Why didn't the Jamaica Labour Party members them sign the code of conduct? That is just a picture that they paint to everybody to tell everybody who are critical thinkers that we are a corrupted party. We don't play by the books. Nothing that is on the book we will sign up to. We sign up to what we want, and what we want to do shall remain in our hands. This is how they behave. So what we have to do now? We have to find a way to trim them and take away them power. And the 28 lion where we have in the House of Parliament shall make these cheaters become afraid of Parliament. Some of them going to start absent from parliamentary session because what they are used to is not there on the table anymore. The high level of indiscipline, the turning off a mic from the opposition members them when they must speak, that can't go on again. No, that won't happen again. So these men will find themselves in an uncomfortable environment because they're not used to good governance. They're not used to be held accountable, as a matter of fact.
They are rogues, they are criminals, they are thieves, they are potter cats, they are dishonorable people. I want to know when they take the oath and the swearing in there, what type of art them going to have when it comes to the word honorable. Some of them will probably hang them head in shame. People like Fly Green who will see this honor no movement there, you're going to swear him as Honorable Fly Green. Honorable Fly Shit Green. You understand? That's how you'd have to describe a piece of nastiness like that. When everybody undergoes suppression and oppression from his own government, he's having a wheel of a time with a section of people that him choose to party with and no movement days and mocking the living their life out of Jamaican, especially the comrades, going on and ranting with shower labor rights. You understand? And that video circulate around the entire globe. But yet still this man was allowed to continue. So it just shows you how much these people idolize corruption practices. They normalize criminality because criminality is a part of them party structural DNA coming from Edward Siaga, who stole, literally stole 31 million. You understand? And saying, don't remember, Andrew was privy to that as a youngster. So we never expect nothing better. Me personally never expect nothing better from Andrew Holness. Because if you lie with dog, you rise with flea. Siaga was a dog. And Andrew catch the symptoms of the flea. And now, them time he was a puppy. Now him turn a big dog and then rid him of the flea. So you know him infested with flea from top to bottom. And all who go around Andrew Holness becomes a part of this flea infestation. You understand? I don't know, I don't think we can find any chemical to rid them garbage dog, yeah. How will them have on them? So you have to do what with them. You have to put them in prison and lock them away. You understand? Because them a man that disgrace Jamaica and Jamaican alike. I know CARICOM not in support of the victory by the Jamaica Labour Party. I certainly know they don't regard Andrew Holness as nobody. Them see him as piece of shit, especially me and Markie from Barbados. I know if no one else does see him as piece of shit, she see him as piece of shit. Because remember, me and Markie, you know, grew up on Michael Mann, the philosophy, you know. She get all the tension while at school to read the book. So she believe in a true democracy. She believe in a socialism. She believe in honesty and integrity. Not like these garbage over the Jamaica Labour Party, who just believe that they can operate as a don in our democratic society. Don don't have any place in our society. Andrew Holness is a rogue. Andrew Holness and his men are bandits. They are bandoolies. They are criminal. They should be held and charged. If they were in Singapore, all of these men would go on 5 to 10 years already. From day one, Andrew could not promise, yeah, first 100 days deliberation and don't carry out not one of them. That alone constitutes him to prison in a Singapore. Because lying is, you can't get charged for lie. And that was a lie, Andrew tell. And in first 100 days. You can't imagine you call out so much thing where you're going to do, but you don't accomplish one, you don't even start one. Andrew Holness, you know, remember from 2011, we don't have a national census. But yet still, Andrew Holness have some people who might pay to come chat to we and tell you about statistic number. When Andrew can't have a statistic number, because you don't have the census population. So everything you're going to give is wrong, because you don't have the number where you're basing nothing off. You understand? And these people, yeah, supposed to be charged. All of these people come out with statistics. They're supposed to be charged because they falsify information to the general public. You understand? Because they are trying to make this guy look good. When this guy don't have nothing on the resume to support him being looking good. This guy is a criminal. Andrew Holness, I'm talking. Everybody know. The entire world know Andrew is a criminal. The guy have 28 bank accounts that him can't explain how the money going at them. I remember, it's more than that, but the IC stopped there because he refused to give any further, information supporting the investigation at the time. So they stop it there and turn it over to feed. What this guy do? This guy run and get a friend of his, a guy who used to work for him, who used to be an accountant, to now head that same division that should be investigating. People who can't see this guy plot him way through every stage since him in a government to protect him criminality. He plot his way. He uses his wife as the Speaker of the House to suppress whatever information being tabled into Parliament. She take it and she send it to the Oversight Committee, which she is a part of. And we all know that constitutes corruption. So going forward, there's a lot of things we have to clean up in the country. The EOJ, it have to clean up. The Ombudsman have to come back and be known publicly to everybody. Yeah, right now, if anybody asks me who is the Ombudsman in Jamaica, I can't tell them. I have to just say it's a ghost. They're paying 60 million a year. That's all the information I have. I don't have anything more. So we have to clean up them little aspect in our society. Yeah. The GSA, the top echelon, it needs to be looked at. This guy, Kevin Blake, who we know affiliated to a previous commissioner of police, he's not doing a good job. This guy is corrupted. This guy is attached to the Jamaica Labour Party. And this guy will destroy Jamaica to protect the Jamaican Labour Party supporters. Because where criminality is concerned, he has nothing to do with it. As a matter of fact, the only thing you have to do with it is to participate in it. Not to cut down crime. They even suppress the crime statistic. Last year, they claimed to be one of the best year for Andrew Holness record in terms of fatality, as we call it, to be murder in the country. But I tell you people, just from a first-hand view, it was the worst. The amount of triple foul and triple killing and mass murder that took place, unbelievable. So how could he attain a record that showed that him did very well comparing to the rest of year them? There's no comparison. They were lying with the figures. And the reason for that, my Jamaican people, remember that the United States, Canada, and UK have a level travel advisory. And one of the topics was crime. So Andrew couldn't put out the true statistic for crime last year. He had to cut it in half. I tell my people, and I will stand by my word, the figure was over 2,200. It was the most bloody year in Andrew Holness' entire political year as a leader for the country. Remember, even him and Dr. Chang was supporting murder. Andrew called and the 15-year-old them him say, Radam. Him say, meet Jamaica. Because Jamaica is not the same when they left it. Nasty thinking dirty crab. Him say, kill them. Don't carry them to the hospital. And then what we saw the escalation in state killing. People were being killed, merciless, without any form of thinking by the GSF men. In the case of Ramara Sterling, oh my God, that thing still hurt me today, even though I speak about it. Many more. That young man in St. Thomas, just about to go to work, that they were investigating for much day and release him. And they still come back and kill the young man. Early that morning, so much of them swarm him like a beehive. And they tell lie. And there is many more that I could elaborate about. Even madmen are what we call unsound-minded person. For want of a better phrase, they destroy them. We did not see the state resource being used are maximized to its full potential, where we know it says serve, protect, and reassure. That was thrown out the window. And the reason for that is because we are dealing with a dictatorship government, with a corrupted government, with a government that does not care about its citizens' welfare. And so we have to take these things into consideration and think about Jamaica as a sovereign nation going forward than as a country that just represents PNP and JLP. Because Jamaica represents the wider world. When my country flag is being raised and I hear my national anthem being played because of the success of my fellow Jamaican on the international stage, it warms my heart. And I cannot allow these kleptocratic criminals to destroy that national pride that I respect of my Jamaican people. So we have never seen anything like this. So when they talk about history, yes, there's one history that will be on Andrew Holness' resume. He will be the first prime minister to go to prison, and currently is the first prime minister ever under investigation by his own integrity commission. He's the first prime minister to take the integrity commission to court. So he has a lot of history already. He don't need any more. The rest of them is falsified history as it relates to how much term. The People's National Party have those records already. Those records are unassailable. It's there for anyone to check the archive if we don't know no history. Because we know no life, we tell lie. We don't tell lie on all bust a man to children hospital. Because we don't have a guy we don't know nothing about the history of Jamaica. We come say, I bust a bill, bust a man to children hospital. Simple fact of the matter because I'm saying bust a name on it. If they don't even know say it was a military infirmary. And when the people them leave them hand it over to the Jamaican government. And them as a piece of nasty shit. Kind of him the name Buster Man, you know. A Clark in name. His partnership him go take a man name. That's why you see the party continue that same practice. They like to twin themselves with man. It's a man party. And when I talk about no clean man, some nasty man them. I remember, you know, anything nasty from corruption, you know. I remember the corruption to grow a country. What corruption does, it stagnate a country and it take away from the people in the country. So this is why Jamaica continue to decline under the Jamaica Labour Party. And going forward, we have to put a stoppage to that. And the one man that we see right now who is capable enough of challenging them is Sir Mark Jefferson Golding and his team of 28 men now. Yeah, I still call it 28 because McGregor's seat needs to be challenged. If there's one seat that we can't leave them to take, is the one that we win. That them come find some clause up to say this and that. We know why them are trying to keep the man there, Donovan Williams. Remember, you know, the drill attached to him. Yeah, in terms of who purchased the drill. Him have affiliated shares in them company there. And him have affiliated shares with Andrew business too. So them have to protect that criminal. But right now, me I tell you them people that just get me in a mood where actually you don't know. If I did have authority to clean them out, I clean them out like a morning. I wouldn't spare no rather than spoil no criminal around here. I would have cleaned them out a morning. Because in this term what them going into is a term to continue to suppress Jamaica and to decline Jamaica image around the world. People are turning away from this paradise island that used to be situated in the Caribbean. The island with the best sunshine and the most beautiful beaches. The island that have natural accommodation for the tourism in terms of the culture. We embrace them. The scenery for them taking. The people them, for them associate themselves with the food. All them things that them lock it up in some concrete jungle. All them having there support the people with cocaine and nasty living. We have to move them. I yield back the floor.
But man, we're going to 11 minutes, 10 minutes, so you have to take it out, you know, because we don't know.
All right.
All right.
No problem. Yeah, so, you know, let us provide some context to all of the discussion tonight, right? In terms of, you know, looking forward as it relates to our representation in Parliament relating to, of course, as what Melton Pot spoke about, right? Pinks spoke about, and of course, Titan Boss. Good governance, right, will prevail as it relates to some checks and balance, right, where good governance is concerned. We are looking forward for the 28 Lions to now roar in Parliament, right? Gone are the days as it relates to them only have 14, right? And the PNP and the Jamaica Labour Party have what, 47?
49.
Right? 49, sorry.
It was 49, 14.
49, 14. And so then now we are seeing a difference between 28, 35, right? Which, you know, excellent performance from the People's National Party, right? They're billions of dollars. Jamaican, I want you to know, I want you to be aware that what Mark Golden had faced in this general election was all the dirty linen and the dirty cloth and the dirty plate and everything had thrown out on Mark Golden leadership, had thrown out on the People's National Party as it relates to the billions of dollars that put into this general election, the corruption money that given, right, to Andrew Holness, and where Andrew Holness also had used taxpayers' money, right, to run the general election, tricking the citizenry of Jamaica, defranchising many Jamaicans, right? And of all the evil that Andrew Holness had committed, as what Melton Pot said, which I do believe and I do endorse, likewise Pinks, likewise the Titan Boss. I think of all Andrew Holness sins, defranchising Jamaicans to make the clear choice to choose their government, we have now resorted back on the plantation. This is slavery. Andrew Holness had now reverted on the plantation, the buckmaster business, where the slaves have no fundamental rights. Andrew Holness had now brought forward push beyond 1944 adult suffrage. People must understand the impact of what Andrew Holness had done to Jamaican people. When you look at Andrew Holness' level of corruption that participated, and I'm free in speaking this because I can defend it. Andrew Holness' governance is so toxic and dangerous. Andrew Holness' participation in Cash Plus, robbing investors. And let me say this, in terms of solid information. Andrew Holness had the experience as it relates to the 90s financial meltdown. Andrew Holness was doing financial work for Edward Seaga and witnessed what Edward Seaga had done as it relates to Dan Crawford, who operate the banks, giving millions, over $31 million US to Edward Siaga. Those are investors' money, my friend. Andrew Holness, you know, that's investors' money. And all what Edward Siaga needs to say to get away with it is to say, I don't remember. I forgot. Let me ask Jamaicans this question, and let me try to appeal to our moral compass. Let me try to appeal to that. I have never seen any hardcore criminal in Jamaica who had ever robbed half of what Siaga, who dressed up into a jacket and tie, took from investors, using the pretext of borrowing. Damage investors, you know. Several investors pay for that, you know. Those were investors' money, my people. Investors' money. And all know Siaga has not paid back 1 cent. From which we have seen Andrew Holness sprung from that, participated in Cash Plus, again, robbed from our investors. A lot of people have that hurt carrying even today. Andrew Holness did not stop there. Andrew Holness move on to Olint. Always find himself at the top of the pyramid. Now let me talk to my Caribbean leaders, CARICOM leaders. If the Jamaican society can accept Andrew Holness because they now becomes a scamming culture, we are not talking about the people who vote against this government. We are talking about the people who vote for this government. So these are the people I'm addressing. And I'm speaking to my Caribbean counterparts, my Caribbean leaders, that this is what the Jamaican people are feeling. The sense of betrayal from Edward Siaga, the sense of betrayal from Andrew Holness and its entirety, the sense of betrayal from the Jamaica Labour Party. And I am going to categorically speak in terms of my subjective opinion that the Jamaica Labour Party so-called government, they are a criminal gangster party under the disguise of a political party. Where in the modern world in the Caribbean, apart from Jamaica, any Caribbean prime minister, any one of our past prime minister, Ponzi scheme happened and this is known and still voted for? We have seen a DPP who sits there, and every time I come out on the program, why Paula will not talk? She sits there and allow the corruption to spread. Allow the Jamaican people to be victimized by criminals in office. And we stand by and take it. Andrew Holness' behavior triggered my memory to Claude Markie poem. Claude Markie stated, if we must die, my Jamaican people, let it not be like hogs hunted and penned in an inglorious pot. While round us bark their mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our cursed lot. One of my friends sent me his 2 fingers up. I've never spoken to me for the past 2 years, but JP was on one and he sent me his 2 fingers. So while you, sir, who sent me your 2 fingers, making your mock at our cursed lot, but if we must die, we are going to nobly die, so that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. We, the Titans, are fighting for a true cause. It is ordained, as it was ordained, that we alone would have been in the space. Melting Pot would have been in the space. Prince would have been in the space. Mystic Sensation would have been in the space. We will not stop fighting for our people. We travel a journey of victory, a journey of not looking back. When we started this fight of democratic socialism, born in Norman Manley, and give birth and extension to Michael Manley. But today, on September 3rd, while corruption prevailed, we have the utmost honor to continue to fight. We had lost a battle, but we are fighting a war. And so then, we will not stop fighting for our Jamaican people. We have seen the extension of corruption, how it controls and manipulates our criminal justice system.
True.
Becomes numb to the people's justice. And where many justice being denied. We have seen how corrupted Andrew Holness with his extended arm, where police officers can went into someone's home, took him out of his home, brought him around a zinc fence, asked him to put his hand on his head and tell him to kneel. And all we heard, BAM! And his life went out. But let me ask a question before I go. Can any one of the Jamaican police goes up to Beverly Hills, goes up to the high society living, goes up to the elites, goes into the home of those who are in the bubble and took their sons out and take them around the back and tell them to kneel and kill them? Wish one of the Jamaican police ever thinking bad do that? Wish Jamaica Constabulary Force police can do that? but ever often, and so often, and consistently, every day, a policeman can go in the ghetto at will, and the advice and the instruction of them and those who are in the elites, and they can take out poor people picnic and kill them at point blank range. And we sit here, and the only thing you know how to do, that when this corrupted party won, you send me 2 fingers in solidarity of your corruption. 2 fingers in the endorsement of criminality and corruption, because you are blinded to the truth and blinded to good governance. But I leave you alone for inflation to deal with you, and I'm out.
All right, my brother. We know we got over there saying, so you know we go boogie. As some tune we got in there, you know.
Right.
You know, yeah, Ricky Kurt just send them and them, you see me. But you have to multitask for do what we are doing, so you know. So you see me there, me a talk and me a do so much thing one time, but you know, you have a musical part there, so we have to just go deal with. So you know, so we're gonna run. Sister, me there, brothers.
It's all on, my brother.
You know, you me talk, you know, so we're gonna not tune mood around there. So tomorrow morning I worries again. Oh no, no, brother. No say nothing. We out here, brothers, sister. I'm out.
Bless you.
Bless
Bless
you.
you.